Okay, working on the Vet today. Pretty comfortable with the dash wiring stuff. Interior is pretty clean. It's coming along, ready to kind of go back together. So got speaker wires for the rear. You know, you just have to fasten it up, but I think I'm gonna build a little subwoofer box with the rear speakers in it, because those corners that are the stock mounts, they're really small and you have to use kind of dinky speakers. So I think I'll upgrade that. But today I'm gonna clean the plastic trim that goes around. I'm gonna clean and do some plastic repair on any cracked or broken stuff. So also on the windshield and the kind of the whole bird cage. So got the setup over here, bucket of water, and these are trim panels and pieces. Gonna try to strip the Danger sticker and black paint that the previous owner painted that with. So we'll get cleaned up and then we can start installing. So I did also restore this pad off camera. If I would lean on it, all the old rubber would just crumble, and I use BHAF. Well, it's actually a sealant for windshields and stuff like that on airplanes. You mix it with a drill, and I filled up all the little squares inside the little rubber supports for when you do lean on it. Just trying to make the old rubber live a little bit longer, save money. So when that dries, that'll be ready to go back in the car. Got the carpet. I really do want to put that in soon, but I think that's just a dumb idea to do that before I'm sanding body work. But all right, let's clean this up. I'll get back with you guys after I have all the pieces wiped down. All right, so I'm gonna just take soap and water and clean all these panels. I'm just gonna go through the bucket, and I know that there are a couple that they're broken and cracked. This one's on the brow of the windshield, and it's broken there on the end. So gonna find that piece in the bucket and plastic weld it back on best we can. But first I want to get them all wiped down, get all that dirt out. So I'll go through the bucket and do that. I'll get back with y'all when it's everything's wiped down. All right, it's plastic trim repair. The corner broken off. See that pretty good. Got the little piece here, and they're clean, dry. I'm gonna just tap on some glue before we do the plastic welding. So put that on there. Stuff dries pretty fast, so I'll keep it rolling. I don't know if blowing does anything, but old habit. Just keep some light pressure on there for a little bit. Let it set up. I just use the super glue, you know, household stuff. It's great for little plastic components like this. You know, it really just holds it in place so that we can do our little plastic staples. So I bend them in just little L shapes. I've got about 6. I'm just gonna stitch it along. I made these ones pretty long because the long direction, I heat that up and dip that in the plastic, and I think I've got some surface area on this, so I'm gonna try to make it as strong as possible. This stuff's brittle, but it's gonna live to see another day. Let's knock these out. Assume the position. Get good and hot. really slowly. You don't want to be too shaky or else, you know, you're gonna waller out your melted little canal. So, it'll keep on good. I think I'll put one up top next, along this ridge. Do a practice run. There we go. You don't want to press too hard or you'll punch through the plastic, but I normally don't have a problem with that. See, I don't think we're going to use all 6. Only 4. Now we'll go one more. Nice. All right. Just got 5 in there. Feel pretty good. Crack's definitely visible from the outside, but it's better than having a whole chunk missing. It's that repair. Crack is definitely visible, but it's okay. You know, in the future, if I want to replace this stuff, or I take it back apart and I repaint, I don't know. That'll be good for later. Or somebody else wants to restore this if I ever get rid of it, which I don't think I can. Seeing is way more money in it than you would ever get for it, so makes it my son's burden one day. I think I'm out of glue. I gotta grab a new tube. But anyways, we'll end it there. We've got another little crack on this end that I will just hit with some glue. It's not that bad. It's not that far along. Maybe I will throw a staple in it. I don't know. But I'm going to finish up on that. I have that rear glass brow. I know this guy goes in the window. I was able to scrape that sticker off no problem with a razor blade. So got some goof off power cleaner and just gonna kind of let it soak for a second, but it's been soaking long enough. I think it'll clean up just fine. I'll be able to put it in the car. No need to paint, no need to do anything. So yeah, this is coming along. I want to get all these panels in tonight. So yeah, see how this is setting up. Yeah, totally rubberized. I think it's all the way set. That's sweet. Lives to see another day. The pads aren't that expensive, but you know, any money I can save, little projects I can create. You know, this isn't about just getting it done, getting it on the road. It's about enjoying the build and saving money and spending money in the right places. And so definitely be spending money. All right. Okay, so I've got these birdcage trim panels. So these are cleaned up, you know, crack repaired on this guy, and then for all the interior hardware, I put it in Chem Dip. I don't know if you've ever used the carburetor cleaner. Just been soaking in there for a couple weeks. It doesn't do a perfect job, but you know, the rusty hardware. Took a layer off. Some of these could be polished, but I just want, oops, I want all the interior panel screws, the heads of them looking a little bit better. So, but yeah, these ones I do need to run over a Scotch-Brite brad, but I'm gonna stick these trim pieces in, and then start moving to the back. This rear glass piece came out a lot better than I thought. Cleaned up really, really nice. So got the sunshade. That's ready to go. It's cleaned. These guys are all cleaned, but I think realistically we can get this pad in, get these bird cage pieces in, and then we'll get the brow in, these trim pieces, center, and then I'll start to do the sound deadening tape and try to cover, I think I have 100 feet, so if I have to get more I will, but I think I can cover a pretty good amount back there. And then up front I'll probably just kind of do the floor here, and we'll see how much I have for under the seats, but if I have to get more I will. But yeah, this is sweet. So I'll get the windshield trim in, and then I'll be right back. Okay, get this piece in. Got my I like to separate all the screws after I clean them. Like go through them and separate them into little batches so that I can count out the holes on the trim panels. I'm not sitting around here with a pile of screws guessing on the size, or actually setting a longer one and cracking the plastic. So separate them out, clean them individually, and you can see what you need for each panel. Yeah, soak them in that Chem Dip, and then I wash them out, just clear water, and I spray some Kroil on them, just to, you know, so it doesn't flash rust after you pull them out of the acid. But that's just what I do. It came out nice. So it's kind of hazy and dry. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's kind of hazy and dry from me washing it with just soap and water. The light's gonna relocate. Let's see. Using a finishing gun from let's see. Well, I know how to use it. Alright, I guess that's good. Move the light over here. You know, these actually, this panel, now that I'm looking at it, it takes different screws up top. But I still think it's these short ones down low. I'm just gonna get it started, and then I gotta go over to the passenger side and install that one. Just because, I don't know if you can see, but you know, these outer bird cage pillars, they have a tab, and the tab needs to go on it first. So leave that one loose and jump over to this side, install that, get this piece installed the rest of the way. Oh, you know what? Oops, I need to probably get this piece in first too, now that I look at it. So let me install those and be right back. All right, kind of decided to get this rear piece installed, and then I can continue doing the rest of the panels here. But this guy needs to get in, and I think before I tighten him up, I should install the that sun visor thing for groceries or whatever you're using with it. So, let's see if I can get some better light for y'all. Yeah, for me. Alright, I just have to be there. So, all along the back here, I'm sure y'all, if you've removed it, you know there's 5 bolts. So, let's see. Just got to come back here. There we go. Not too bad. So it just, the real part of it, REEL part of it, sits on the back, kind of under this trim panel. So this metal tab should be facing front. I'm gonna go down and get all the bolts started. Let's see. My laundry's done. Now this is definitely such a difficult interior to work in, and it's not something I thought of, but you know, on the newer Corvettes, this rear glass is a hatch, and I think that's so convenient for someone doing stuff like this. But it's around 6'4", so you know, these are the decisions I made. Oh, really does a number on your lower back. So, really commit to laying here. Oh man, oh, it's so comfortable. How are we doing this? So uncomfortable. That's the only way to do it. That's right. It's actually way more comfortable. Dang. Take a little break. That one back there. That very back corner is gonna. Just gonna use a good extension. Oh. How do I get this one? I don't even know if y'all can hear. Oh man. Alright. Oh. Stop the video there. Get this guy buttoned up. I'm making it a lot harder, I think. So, get that buttoned up. Then I'm gonna go around and tighten up this rear panel back here. And finish up this roof panel. I've done this one over here. It's in there, it's nice. Thread the seatbelt through. But let me do this. Save the GoPro battery. So y'all don't need to watch me grunt and groan. Alright. So we got this panel in. Got a couple screws stabbed in it. They're not tight. So just kinda got hanging there. And don't forget to feed your seatbelt through. So should kind of get them all started. I know what you're thinking, probably, geez, a screw gun, but I always like to really take it slow, the old plastic stuff. Just because it's so brittle, really want to feel the torque you're putting on it. So, that's all of them. Yep. We can go ahead and tighten them up. say really just want to put like 5-10 foot-pounds, you know, maybe actually a lot less than that, you know, 20 inch-pounds really. Just snugged up. I think I'm missing the screws for my dome light. You guys can see that. I think I am missing these screws, so I'll have to source those. Shouldn't be too bad. Sweet. Okay. So all I'm really missing now looks like, oh, these are little corners. I've got those back there in my pile. Those are just 3 screws each. You can kind of see they blend these two panels together. So, but I mean, other than that, you know, we're looking good. Nice and clean. Cracks fixed. I get this guy in there. I think I'm missing a lens. So this feels like it's just plastic, but missing that lens. Have to order that. And I guess next we'll worry about this console area. But I mean, it's really coming together. It's really gone from kind of a gunky interior, you know, with tons of who knows what growing on it, to being a lot better. So these panels came out pretty good. Now I'll use some tough stuff or maybe a little bit softer cleaner, really touch up everything, because right now it's just kind of dehydrated looking after stripping all the oils and stuff off of it. But it's coming together. Sweet. Okay, got everything buttoned up. Those corners are in. Now I'm working on the interior panel for the T-tops. This one, the glue came loose years ago, and I haven't put it back on. So everything's clean, dry. I'm gonna use the this is Semkit sealant. This is stuff I've been talking about. Pretty fancy stuff. There's a part number. But I'll show you how to use that. Get you on the toolbox. Oh. Let's see. So take a drill and I shove the bottom of the tube through it. And then this is the part B mix. Let's see if we can get some better light. Okay, should be better. So this is the part B stored up in this handle. This is part A. And this shaft has a little propeller at the end of it, so use this ramrod. Send the part B. You can see it mixing, but basically want to go up and down, get all that mixed together, get it hot, and then we'll take it over there and glue that top on. Which comes off a lot. good and hot. Take the ramrod out, and then you just thread. You pull it to the top and thread in the opposite direction. And then it unthreads from the propeller, and then we can extrude the glue out. So I'll take you over there now. This stuff takes, you know, maybe a good hour to really set up, but it'll work while it's hot. I'm just gonna put a dollop on each. Mating surface. Don't want to go too much. That's a good way to do it right there. This is definitely not what this glue is for, but it's very overqualified. Okay. The glue up to the side. Let's see. Kind of look at the other one to see hopefully how it goes. Okay. Oops. Let's go back. Gonna probably bucket and kind of not too much weight, but I think it's lifting up most on this back half. So do it like that. Okay. Yeah. I think that will make good contact. So, that guy's setting up. Seatbelt to the last pieces for the interior stuff, pretty much. All the trim. Gotta bolt these guys back up. But when I first gutted it, I went to all the bolt holes for the seats. And for the seatbelt receivers, and I chased all the threads and lubricated all the hardware and cleaned it all up. I had some messed up seat bolts, so I was kind of in there anyways and decided to just do all of them. I feel like the seatbelt, you know, those were really tight taking them out, and they're Torx, so I could strip them if they got too corroded. So I just did preventative maintenance on that. So, but you see the dash pad, that's in. And it's way better. You know, if I would have leaned on it, it would crunch from all that old rubber under there. Now it's so reinforced. It's super solid, super firm all the way down. So that's great. I can reuse that for a long time. Yeah, we'll let that T-top dry. Probably leave that till tomorrow. But I'm gonna vacuum out some dust, and then I'm gonna put in a driver's seat. I'm thinking I'll put the original seats in it, just to kind of look at the original feel. I feel like the blue will go better with black, but you can always swap them out easy. All right, let me do that, and I'll be right back. Starting to look like a car. Sit in it. I did put the aftermarket seats in it just because they're in good shape, but they don't line up very well. So I need to take the tracks off and check that. See if, I mean, You know, like I said, I need to hydrate it, but all the trim looks pretty good. All back there. So, yeah, pretty sweet. I'm gonna take it for a little spin down the block tomorrow. Kind of cool. I will have to take up some of the trim panels when I'm installing carpet, but I think I'll wait on carpet. I mean, that is the smart thing to do till after I paint all that stuff. I'm also gonna wait to do weather stripping stuff because all this stuff's pretty roached. So I'll paint it, then do a weather stripping kit. Also need new glass, new windshield. The rear piece is super scratched. I think there were cats sleeping on it, but it's super bad. I guess the rule of thumb is if you can, you know, feel it with your fingernail, it's trash. But I have to make this work. It's expensive. This replacement part is expensive, so I'll buff the crap out of it and try to make it as good as I can, but it's gonna be scratched. But yeah, the thing works as it should. It's coming together. Check it out.